Carnales, venga, carnales. La puta madre. Es un momento. Es un momento de brillar, carnales. ¿Lo sienten o no lo sienten? Siéntenlo, carnales. Sientan el poder.
Dame tus poderes, papi.
Papitos, es el momento. Ustedes lo saben.
¡Vamos,
Yo
puta
lo sé.
madre!
¡Amo la puta madre! ¡Amo a la puta madre!
¡Vamos!
Carnal, me dio más del puerco por comer, güey.
Ya dile que le den la güey, ya vamos a dormir a la verga. Ya vamos.
Carnales, suerte, carnales. Suerte, carnales. Ya va a empezar, papitos. Ya va a empezar, papitos. Se viene, se viene, se viene. Papitos, vayan por papitas y por agua. Déjame por una agüita, Se va a poner bueno este pedo.
Welcome back straight into the action. All players readied up, and it's time to get it underway. I'm Taylor Reflections Noble, joined by Jordan Ribeiro, aka Ribs. We're going to be calling the action here for semifinals, and the featured one is UYU versus PK. And off to a good start is going to be UYU, already threatening a triple cap.
And it actually feels good to get some commentary, and I didn't get to do any during the online major. I'll be honest with you guys, last time I've commentated play-by-play, anything live, was actually a Smash Brothers tournament. So.
Oh, that's tough to cast, though. I give that to you, man. Smash commentary is totally different from anything else.
Listen, I could commentate any game as long as I've played it before and have at least an ounce of knowledge about the game. And I could happily say that I know a decent amount about this game. And we also have two of the best teams in the game, if not the two best teams in the game. So that'll make it a little bit easier too.
I like your humble little saying. I think I know a decent amount about this game. It's like, I think you do, Ribs, if anybody's qualified to talk about it. Well, off to the start. Well, I'm glad you're getting a chance to cast. And I'm really curious to see you and Ryan cast as well, both on the analyst desk. You know, obviously they had analysts, both of you, and casting. We'll see how it works out. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Either way, the knowledge bombs are going to be insane. Off to a good start, though. Once again, it's going to be UYU. Raver and Summons both will fall, as Explosive has another player in his sights. Meanwhile, Kenny will blindside Identity's taking him out, and already UYU off to the races. They're looking at claps down onto A.
Yeah, we didn't get to see what happened on that first round, but it was a clean wipe for UYU, and now they run a trick strat. They actually ran 4 over towards the B hill, which isn't what you normally see. Powers gets a 2-piece, and again, a quick wipe for UYU, taking those long spawn rounds, those two first long spawn rounds. Initial win. Initial wins don't always turn into a round win, but this time it does, and great execution coming out from UYU.
Te la regalamos, papito, suave, suave. No empiezan con las F.
Onto the side of Pittsburgh Knights.
Wait, they don't have a single frag yet?
Not a single frag for
no.
that PK
All right.
side.
I'm looking at you, Raver. Raver, you're gonna be the first one. You're gonna be the first. The first one's the hardest, all right? You're gonna be the first one to get a kill on the board. Take that Chrome Steel Cantus and make it do what it do.
Man, we'll see if he'll be able to. That's a tough start and a surprising start for PK, given the fact that, like I mentioned before, this is a
G, papito.
Pittsburgh Knights
Me sale una G, Papito, la nueva es la G.
You know, sometimes it took Reciprocity a while to get warmed up. Maybe it was the same thing now for Rise. Maybe it's the same thing for PK. And there we are. Identus is going to be the first. So maybe it wasn't Raver, but at least Identus will get the ball rolling and get out of the 0 mark. Summons now. Focus attention onto Explosive. He gets dropped down. Nobody in sight to get that pickup. And Identus now will be challenging Kinney for A. But a much better start for PK with that being said, yeah.
Yeah, this time it's actually PK that sent more numbers over towards the B hill, and this is literally not how this map is usually played. Usually you see the initial go down towards where the E hill is during the second half. This time around, we're seeing a lot of the first fights go down by the B hill. That time PK pushed all the way across, take out Powers, take out Explosive, and I'm surprised that UYU wasn't able to control the damage there. Usually you see when someone gets picked out on these top level teams, when someone gets picked off early, everybody on the same team, their teammates will play defensively and make sure that it doesn't snowball. And UYU right there just getting caught out. And there was still 3 members alive, or 2 members alive, while they got 3 cap there. PK answering back, and they tied up 2-2 before the half.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was shocked because Identis, I believe, is the only one with 2 kills to his name. He's the only one with kills, and he still got the triple cap.
Yeah.
That never happens. And
¿Qué? Papito Ángel, muchas gracias por esa rica sub, papito, con esa rica G poderosa, carnal. Te aprecio mucho.
Go ahead and stop the bleeding. Look, I can't believe we are already in the last round of the first half. This has been a neck-breaking pace of a game.
Yeah, this is actually so fast. These players aren't even able to spawn up before the other team is 3-capping. And Summons and Identivs are not in a good spot right now. They can get crossed out. That's why they're holding their ground, though. And great shots come out from Summons. They are going to get that win. And on the other side of the map, Crack gets some kills. So this is now 4 dead on the side of UYU, or 3 dead. But these are going to be quick spawns. I don't think we're going to be able to see a 3-cap here, not to mention PK hasn't even capped B.
Look at Identity, so aggressive on the back end. Good collapse down as Frace tries to stay up on his own 2 feet.
Amo la puta madre, una G, papitos.
Might not see a trip cap. I think it's happening.
Una puta G, papitos.
Anything going like that. Just literally 1 minute. I don't think
Les dije, carnales, zonas de cáliz.
Been a minute round so far, and we're already into the second half, Ribs.
Denme una puta G, papitos del poder. Ah, qué rica G del poder, Me mamó esa G del poder, homie.
Seen one instance yet where a team has tried to hold a setup. I have not seen a player try to run away from a fight yet. It's literally just like 2 bulls going at it right now.
Y Alex dieron la play de Jesucristo ahí,
Pittsburgh Knights is able to get like a 40-second round somehow on the #1 North American team. I guess this is what it is, the highest level of Gears 5 play now, the #1 Latin American team
Estoy sintiendo el poder yo,
North American team.
Lo va a
This is
pasar a
how
mis
the
homies.
gameplay looks out, and I'm not complaining.
Ya les pasé mi poder.
It's definitely exciting, and if anything, it's going to make tonight a little bit shorter. So we'll see once again a breakout's going to take place. That fight for E already happening. Just 4 minutes in total. Identity's trying to get an early pick, not able to connect.
Movilizar no es importante. Qué buena kill. Tiene números, papitos. Muere de arriba, papitos, se muere de arriba. Tú ya lo sabemos. Muere de arriba, papitos. One shot.
UYU actually was outnumbered in that initial
play,
fight because they were able to tap the home hill instead of sending 5 over, so they are going to have to point lead because of that. But I do think the better strategy there was Pittsburgh Knights sending 5 over, getting that neutral hill, and now off of respawn, we're going to immediately see UYU try to overextend towards the F hill. Those quick rotations are very, very reminiscent of how Rise and UYU love to play if they do lose that initial.
UYU opted to go with that overextension, as you said, now as they'll collapse down. They're actually in a really good position to potentially get a trip cap. But as I say that, of course, PK will be on that respawn and be able to get onto F. But either way, they're going to
Está difícil, tienen que controlar la ronda, tienen que controlar la ronda. Ya se van a morir los de lo más seguro. Tienen que hacer un push juntos, papitos. Tienen que esperar que salgan todos.
Do they try to pressure in onto E, or do they go for an overextension like UYU did earlier?
I think UYU has a more sound setup than we saw PK have off of that initial. So I think here, Pittsburgh Knights they might try to pressure the OE a little bit, but it'll probably end up being like a split play where they play for both, or end up rotating and playing for the neutral hill. It's too hard to push that overextension if it's telegraphed, if you see it coming. And here, yes, Pittsburgh Knights, it's so hard to call what they're going to do. So they throw stuns towards the E-hill, and they do end up actually sending 4 players over towards this overextension. But UYU set up, comes down to Kenny in the corner. Can he get a couple frags? He does it. He gets
qué buena
it down,
puta
but
play,
it's not
cabrón.
Meanwhile,
Se mueren, tiene que por así. No, Power llegó por atrás, a Dani. Pues aquí estuvo. Estuvo difícil esa kill, Porque si Dani el voltea y lo mata, ya se entreca, pues. Pero tampoco lo vio. Sí, como dice de arriba. Big 1B. Uf, qué buena, papi.
Went for that overextension, and that kind of made PK said, what's going on here? As Powers now is into a fight himself. He's literally trying to hold off the entirety of PK. As a couple members did spawn up. PK is spawning. They're committing. They want to take this win.
It's not often you see a player go down to 1 respawn on the first round of the half, and that's exactly what Summons did. So they're investing as much as they want into this round, and it could come back to bite them, but it's worth it if you can win the round. It's going to come down to this final fight. Mental pushes forward, gets the pick and stays alive. Heads up play to him. Now he's going to play on his left hand here. Hits a half spread, another half spread.
Oh, qué rico, güey.
Doesn't get the chunk. He had to reload, went for the main.
Ganaron la ronda, vato. Les doy spoilers porque acabo de escuchar.
Wow.
Qué puta ronda, güey. Qué puta rica ronda. Deme una puta G, homies. Deme una puta G.
you know, and let's talk a little bit more about that, because they are up 3-2, and you say it's worth it, but you know, then again, right, Summons on his, or at least now he's going to go up with 2 respawns. Regardless, though, you know, longevity-wise, was it worth it for PK?
Well, the thing is, you have to keep in mind, it's not like they were spawning multiple times that round and UYU wasn't. UYU did lose numbers immediately off the bat, so they were the first team that had to respawn. A few of them died a second time and also respawned. So yeah, Summon's economy is going to be slightly low in the sense of that, but everybody else is going to be right behind them. And yeah, of course, you invest everything if it can mean a round win. It's only 5 rounds to win a map. 1 round win can if you have to use 4 spawns to get it, just do it. That just might mean if Summons dies twice this round, he's going to tell his team, hey, you know, we can't respawn for this round. Don't invest.
Right, but if anything, right, it gave him at least a minor advantage. Mental is going to take some shots, be softened up a little bit. Tries to get out of that position. Crackdo doing a great job, at least trying to hold his own. He's going to manage to pick off 1, and also 2. His explosive will fall right behind Mental. Praise tries to throw his hat in the ring. He gets finished off, but he did take Summons down to all 4s. Eventually picked back up, and Kenny on all 4s, he's going to be finished off.
Si mataban a Kenny, se moría, ganaba, güey, por... Si mataban a Kenny, pero Kenny qué pedo que estuvo ahí retrasándose, güey. Como se los juro, hasta haciendo la energía, güey. Esa G da poder, güey.
They won 3 in a row, and now up in this 4th round, so whatever adjustment they made after those first 2 rounds, great job to them. They've been winning all these initials too, which is very, very important.
Esta ronda está... Papitos, si esta ronda gana, papitos, ya está riquito, Esta ronda es importante, homies.
We see some trickiness, such as maybe a drop shot placed out, but yeah, I say that, but even that initial didn't go well, so a drop shot might not be beneficial. Either way, Summon's going to be able to lance around, soften up and meet a couple of players, as UYU is going for this overextension, which might work out, but PK is there for the setup, and Identitas, he's going to be the first one to try to stop. Gets a nice shot on the candy, but eventually falls himself, and that's going to be a good break for UYU.
Meanwhile, just like we saw last round, this time it's PK with the counter aggression. They won a 2v1 by the first half home hill. Now it's a 1v1 for the OE, and Raver's going to go against Praise. He is going to at least get the break here at the very least, but I don't think he's going to be able to come away with a kill. He does not. But that is a good break as you look at the score. PK does have an advantage still yet.
Papito, papito, let's go, papito. Exclusive ya tiene solo una vida, güey. Ven las vidas, papitos, ven las vidas, ven las vidas.
Summons might be the first one to get some shots, yeah, and he's going to actually fall. But look at that Lancer fire, right? Pittsburgh Knights not making it easy for UYU to push.
De arriba, Javier.
Cross. But at least it stops for a little bit. PK is getting close to the 250 mark, right? So the more points they accumulate, the harder it is going to be for UYU to take a round away. And they're going to get more and more desperate over time. Meanwhile, though, a break is taking place, and PK is starting to fall apart. Crack will drop Powers, though. It's also to go for another.
I'm surprised PK's still even in this fight. If you think about it, the fact that Summons went down so early in that fight, he was the only person in the position to get a kill. He didn't get any kills. So that's a successful retake in favor of UYU.
Está complicando con mis
pressuring towards the home hill. He's not the one getting pressured. So now full map control comes out in favor of UYU. Summons probably isn't going to want to use his second to last spawn here. This is going to be a UYU round, barring a miracle. And that miracle's not going to happen. Great retake there from UYU. And keep in mind, like I said, that setup on E comes down to that first player. You said it, the Lancer fire coming out from Pittsburgh Knights was huge, but if that first player isn't able to get at least 1 or 2 kills, there's no drop shot on the map. There's no way to trade out that kill successfully unless that first player gets some kills.
And that is just a powerful information, right?
So, either
way, Lancer fire strong, not able to finish off and get those kills, made all the difference in the world. UYU, you just saw how powerful that push can be, and you know, gotta say, 3-3. It's been a fantastic map so far. Weapons continue to build those shocks, and instants are going to make things a little bit more awkward, at least for that fight. And it's going to benefit the side of Pittsburgh Knights, right? They're going to have a little bit more utility to use. How that's going to affect this fight, right? Is that going to have a tremendous impact on the UYU?
Let's pay attention to Raver on the minimap 7. He's going to grab the incense, and he's going to run all the way through his home hill and bring the incense over towards this fight. Meanwhile, Identita's going to play for an angle, so they're trying to stall as long as they can until Raver can bring those incense over. Identitas is being a nuisance in the back, but Powers knows that. He pushes across. He gets 2 kills. I don't think the incense are going to matter at this point as UYU just completely slays out on the back of Powers.
Four go down, Summon's last up. He's been spotted. A Bulltalk shot will at least soften him up. Explosive. He goes for the challenge onto him. Summon's just trying to stay alive as much as he can.
La verga.
Waste as much time. He gets taken out himself, and now PK off the respawn will try to recover as much as they can. They lose the initial, and this late, it's going to hurt because, you know, you're looking at Summons, you're looking at Identives, both on lives 1 out of 4.
And the fact that they had to rotate the incense all the way around, I think UYU knew that. Like they were like, all right, we're not gonna wait for incense to get there. We're gonna take this fight as fast as we can.
Alex y Dani tienen una vida,
managed to boot. They actually were able to cap both kills in the meantime too, so they're gonna be up in points. I do think Raver made the heads-up play though. No, he uses incense. You can see that he uses incense, so they're not even gonna have it for the retake. This is gonna be a tough hill to push. And yeah, Pittsburgh Knights is gonna go for the overextension again. It worked on that first round of the second half, and they're gonna go for it again here. Did UYU make the proper adjustments to get this hold this time? Too early to tell, but it looks like the kills are going in their favor. UYU.
Está difícil, está difícil. Porque si Dani sale va a tener 0 vida. Yo que no deben de salir. Yo que no deben de salir. No deben de salir. Si salieron. No, tienen que haber salido, homie, según yo. Porque creo que no ha salido, güey. No sé por qué creo que no ha salido y dentro iba a salir. Creo que salió. Güey, porque se glitchó, creo que no ha salido, güey.
Yeah, I said investing into that first round of the half was
¿Qué pasó ahí?
You're gonna have to continue to win team fights or else it is gonna come back to bite you.
¿Por qué salió Alex y Dani, güey?
Isn't
¿No
a good
salió
look
crack?
for PK.
¿Qué está pasando?
And I was gonna ask you, we see the Bulltalks out for both teams, but
¿Se
I
bugueó?
know you've been watching. Have you seen the players picking the Talon pistol?
¿Dónde está crack en el mapa?
What's your take on that? Do you think the Talon's gonna be the meta in the future?
You know, the Talon's been a hot topic, right? Even before the Spring Quarter Online Major. And who was it? Was it Handles from?
Y salió.
Yeah, VQ loves that weapon.
And they broke it out on exhibit. You know, we've seen even last week the Talon be used quite a bit. But you know what? It didn't have an impact. And players just were not able to control that recoil as much as they could because you know the recoil is insane.
You gotta burst it. You gotta burst it a little bit.
You really do. But they weren't. They were just putting it
no traje,
full
homies.
auto.
Estamos en poder, güey. Pero ahora pongan más, güey. Pongan más,
like a mouse and keyboard to control that recoil.
Vengan las putas, la puta madre.
You just can't.
I think the Talon is great on, you know, like exhibit, but I think it should just honestly stay on exhibit and shouldn't break away from that map because all other maps, like there's just the line of sight is too long. It's just not as effective as you would think it would be.
I was watching a Rise Scrim and we were trying to tell Icy, because usually we give Icy the ball talk before any of our other players, even though Avexis is amazing with it. But Icy, we were like, yeah, you know, maybe Icy, you should use a Talon. And he's like, no, I just 1v1 their Talon player with my ball talk and won. I'm not using that weapon. And I was like, all right, Nick, you got it, bro.
Yeah, I think it's going to be highly situational. But either way, I love it when it's placed down because I like to see it. If it results in a kill, it's awesome to see. Look at this Bulltalk placement. Oh, mental. Kenny, what are you doing? You can't press Identity like that. He does so. Gets out with the drop shot plus the man advantage for
PK.
Homies.
Tiene que hacer setup.
Setup. That PK needed to try to force this round number 9. Not only did he grab the drop shot, he got the positioning first, which was very hard to do. Kaone's on Identis for taking that fight. And not only he puts the drop shot away and gets the kill piece, now he's going to get a drop shot kill. This is the Identis show right now. I love how momentum swings in this game. I swear Gears is the most momentum-based esport out of all of the esports, not just console esports. And Identis showing you what it looks like when he has momentum on his side. He still has another drop shot, too. Kenny is able to get this down. You're going to see a drop shot come in. He is going to pick up explosive. That's a 4-kill streak for Identis. But Kenny's looking good right here. Nice aggressive play from him. Identis gets the down. He gets stunned though. Okay.
Oh, la verga, güey.
No, he's still living. He's literally got 6 kills this round.
Yeah, that's insane. Identis popping off the IGL for this PK roster and such an inspiration, I think, in the gear scene in general. He's playing incredibly well. That's going to be another one going down. That makes 7. He is not stopping. He's a man on a mission.
Verga, esta ronda está fuerte, homies.
But still, a glaring issue is Summons, right? He's on his last
Siento el poder de esta puta ronda. Te lo juro que no quiero voltear ni a ver al lado de River, güey, para que no saber qué pasó.
If Summons goes down and puts UYU in a 5v4, it's going to be tough to stop UYU despite the 4 PK.
surely Summon should be playing an anchor position here. You see him just playing across the map. Keep in mind, Praised is also on his final life. So a lot of teams in this moment, they would be like, all right, where's this guy? Where's this guy? If we could play him, if we could isolate him, get that kill, surely we'll win the round. But right now, as we say that, Pittsburgh Knights is playing aggressive instead of just sitting back and waiting for the push to come out. They're playing towards the home hill. They're trying to secure this round. If they're able to win this team fight, Summons doesn't even have to fight. If they lose this team fight, they'll spawn up and protect Summons. So this is actually a really heads-up play. Great rotations coming out from Pittsburgh Knights. Stay aggressive. I love it.
Mental knows that drop shot is fresh. Raver is going to drop. Mental now will secure the drop shot for himself. That's going to be hugely beneficial, making this comeback possible. Let's not forget, right, UYU has D and F. They also have the point lead in overall map count, right? So with that being said, this could be a big opportunity, but I'm looking at Mental, I'm looking at Praise. They're on the map. It is now, actually, I need to even do math here. Summons and Identities, so it's currently a 3v3. This is insanity. Power's now dropped off. It's currently a 3v2. He'll be back, though, of course. PK so close to the 250 mark. They have the win condition, but it's going to be tough to hunker down and guard this one hill, right? Because UYU is so great at retaking, especially last game. But with that being said, they only have 3 members. This is going to be a tough retake, but if they do, it's going to be impressive.
Yeah, this is one of those rounds you don't normally see 2 members on each team out of respawns. This is late in the match. What was the
mames, cabrones, no mames la puta madre. No mames la puta madre.
Monkeys came off a respawn and caught Mental with a spawn shield.
Deme una puta G, güey. Esta madre me va a matar, güey.
That drop shot for the retake, we're going to see them not be able to get that home hill. What a wild round. So yeah, now we're going to see multiple players going into this round number 9 with only 2 lives to play with. So we very well might see an end to round number 9 in a similar fashion to what we just saw. It's like maybe a 2v2 or 3v3 on the whole map.
This entire map has just been. I'm seriously, this is awesome. I mean,
I've enjoyed it.
I thought the highlight of the VQ versus High, but this one is not disappointing by any means.
A la verga, carnal, este match está muy.
This is a grudge match. I mean, you think about it, Pittsburgh Knights won the first Emergence Day after that online major. Then UYU won the second Emergence Day without having to play against Pittsburgh Knights. This time around, we're seeing them play each other in semifinals. The winner of this match very well might win the tournament. So they're playing like this is finals right now. Meanwhile, Identis versus Mental. Identis gets the down, but Kenny gets the trade. Kenny stays alive barely. What a crazy shot comes out. 2 down, 3 down.
Oh, ¿qué está pasando, güey?
Is there anyone else that's going to run in there? Yes, now it's going to be Summons running in there. Praise is going to go down. The fight's not is far from over, too.
Hola, verga.
Oh, it's a hot pocket. We're going to see Summons actually get out. He's going to go get that finish onto Power. Praise trying to get the pickup. Summons goes straight into the lane.
Se murió con la Incen.
He can't even get this drop shot. Praise now tries to poke in and command some attention.
Corre, Alex.
Can he get away? Yes, he can. And a big win for
Mata Mental y Kenny. Mata Mental a Kenny con el dropshot. Mata Mental a Kenny con el dropshot. Desde el calado, papitos. Maten a Kenny o a Mental con el dropshot.
We knew Respawn Economy was going to be absolutely huge going into round number 9, and we're seeing the results of that.
Mata a Kenny o a Mental con el dropshot, papito. Es el cal que se tiene que estar dando, homies.
Extremely back. But the fact that Pittsburgh Knights won that initial, surely 2 drop shots means 2 kills, right? Let's see if Summons can make the big plays to help his team win this first map.
Están en home, están en home.
The active reload will make the explosion happen very fast. Almost impossible to react to. Even Powers, one of our best players in the world, cannot react to an active reload drop shot.
No los veo, nosotros lo estamos viendo, güey, la puta madre.
No, he still has plenty of respawns, so I would say that's not really a good pick, but it is going to buy his team some time.
Got Mental and Kenny.
Mata a Kenny o a Mental con el dropshot, papito. Tiene que marcárselo. Sí, la puta madre.
No. Dodges the drop shot. I wonder if that was a premeditated play from Kenny. Let himself get marked and then jump over cover. But that could be a big whiff. But Kenny's going to play aggressive on his last life.
No mames. Aquí es importante.
Kenny with a huge play, but Power.
No mames, no sale Crack. Puta madre. Maten a Kenny, maten a Kenny.
All right, 4v4.
No mames.
Currently a 4v4. Look at the lead, though. UYU needs some lead.
Hola, verga, carnales.
I think UYU knows that. They're so good at late pushes, though, right? That's kind of what they excel at. You think about the old optics special. Praise trying to put Monkeys on stage. It's not going to happen. Explosive, though, will now join into the fight. And the competitor has a ride. Monkeys, though, easily is going to take him down. And PK is looking that much stronger as Monkeys now focusing on a Mental. He comes in,
Venga la puta madre.
UYU starting to fall apart. PK so close to 250. Regardless, though, UYU is going to be on DNF as they might be able to collapse down onto E, but it's going to be tough. They don't have the man advantage.
Venga, la puta madre, la puta madre. Estuvo bien pinche intenso este pedo, güey. A Chile. Let's go, carnal. Let's go, carnal. Ah, la puta madre. Venga, la puta madre.
What an amazing first match here in our first map
Tírenme
in our
los
semifinals
pinches.
matchups. Pittsburgh Knights, if you think about it, since this UYU roster did win that online major, I don't think they've lost a tournament set to any other team other than Pittsburgh Knights. So yeah, right now they're currently 1-0 versus UYU in these
Ah, la verga, estuvo intenso. ¿Qué
threatening
pedo,
to go
homies?
2-0 and beat UYU for the second time. No team
Carnales, esto se merece un comercial porque necesito ir a respirar profundo.
That's been taking place for so many weeks, right? You go back before the spring quarter online major, UYU PK would play against each other consistently, and it was the biggest storyline in Emergency. It still remains the case. Pittsburgh Knights, I think, have a little bit more to prove tonight. Not only, obviously, to beat UYU, which always feels good, but they were bested in semifinals last week to vanquish, right? They missed out on their chance to make it into grand finals again, and that's a tough loss, right? To go from winning week 1, or at least winning week 21, and then in the very next week to lose in semifinals. PK, I know, is feeling the effects of that, and I think this week they want to at least remain on top once again and prove that they are ready to play, especially with Worlds coming up, right? That's what everybody is currently practicing for.
Esa ronda estuvo bien cardíaca, güey. Esa ronda, qué pedo.
That's a tough loss. Let's not forget they were up 4-3
Esa ronda estuvo muy
at one
cabrona.
point. It's very rare you see them lose after having a 4-3 lead, but overall, a fantastic map. So many crazy rounds. This fight here was insane.
Yeah, I mean, that Incen, he whiffed the Incen. Summons rolls back into it. Crack rolls back into it. Crack ended up dying to that Incen. But we saw this switch up. Remember when we saw this hold by PK last time? They had someone close on the stairs. This time, Monkeys played that back corner, and he played it superb. Well, watch him hold his shot here. Right when he knew Explosive was going to try to get that one shot, he held his shot and downed him first. Great hold there from Monkeys. And yeah, that was a beautiful match. Back and forth. One team wins 2 rounds, the next team wins 3 rounds, then the other team wins 2 rounds. We see plenty of situations where players running out of spawns. Very exciting first map. And keep in mind, Vasgar is going to be the second map here in this best of 3 series. I don't think UYU is that strong of a Vasgar team, at least in comparison to PK. I think PK might be able to get this 2-0. But hey, UYU picked Vasgar. They know something that I don't know. And maybe they're going to try to get to that third map Asylum by winning Vasgar.
Imagine if Pittsburgh Knights does beat UYU on Vasgar and secures a 2-0 victory to secure their spot in grand finals. That would be the second time that UYU and PK have faced off against each other in the previous 3 weeks. And that would be the second time that Pittsburgh Knights would best them 2-0. That is impressive given the fact that UYU is by far the strongest NA team out there, especially even in Pro League, right? Nobody can stop them at this point. Right. So this would be a big victory for Pittsburgh Knights. And I'm curious to see how Vasgar is going to work out, because I got to say, you know, slaying power, I can't give it to either team. I mean, both teams slayed out whenever they had the opportunities. Vasgar, a very slay-heavy map. Obviously, rotations do reign true. At the beginning of Gears 5, UYU was a great Vasgar team, but over time, it seems as if they've kind of become more and more sluggish, if you will, on that very map. And I'm curious, too, get an update on High versus Rise, given the fact that that is another featured matchups that's taking place on the
Una marucha para el susto, papito. Voy por unos calcetines para el pinche frío que hace, aguante. Aguante, carnales, que está bien pinche bueno.
Maybe I can watch it, but I'm ready to see that match too. Yeah, but Pittsburgh Knights looking good. I think they're going to have the edge in Vasgar. That's me personally. I feel like Pittsburgh Knights better than any team in the world right now. They make their decisions very quick. They make their rotations very fast, and they Wolfpack better than any other team. I think that's why the main reason they were able to win that last Emergence Day. And I think the reason they lost to Vanquish is they might have just slept on them a little bit. Vanquish is also very good in those attributes of Wolfpacking, making their fights fast, taking their fights fast, and rotating very fast.
Yeah, and you know, let's not forget PK, right? They're in a team house, or at least 4 of them are, minus that of Crack, right? So maybe that's helping them with the team communication. Maybe that's helping them in general, right? There's a lot of factors that do take place. Regardless, we're going to go to a quick little break. When we come back, though, we're going to have map number 2, Vasgar, between PK and UYU taking place. Don't go anywhere.
Fui por unas canelitas con mis para el susto. A la verga, fui por unas canelitas para el susto, homie, porque me ando cagando del miedo, de hambre, de todo, güey. Gana, papitos. Gana. Ya lo pongo, homies, para ganar. Está bien, pinche comercial.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Semifinals of Emergency Season 2, Week 23. I'm Taylor Reflections Nobles, joined by Jordan Ribeiro, a.k.a. Ribs. It's been a great time so far. We've seen some fantastic matchups, and we do have at least an update for you. We're curious about that Rise versus Hive matchup, and apparently it was a beatdown, pretty much. Rise ended up taking out Hive, at least in map number 1. I believe that was on... Was that on Exhibit between those two? Yeah, it was like 5-0, 5-1, something like that. So Rise leads currently 1-0.
Yeah, and that was actually the pick coming out from Hive was Exhibit. But I said a little bit of insight, Rise Nation, we're working on our Exhibit, and we want that to be one of our stronger maps. And for Hive to pick that was a perfect opportunity for us to try to practice on it. Go up 5-0. That's a good start. And when Rise played against Hive in the Pro League in week number 1, it was actually a 10-1 in round count. So right now, Hive can't mess with Rise at all. And I'm not surprised to see that right now. I think these teams in this summer quarter, UYU and Rise, I think they're up on a pedestal right now. They're battling it out. And I think every other team is just trying to get up to the upper echelon. They can't really touch them right now, though.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it's like you look at last season right before Spring Quarter Challengers Series, and it was like UYU and PK were like the two teams, right? Neck and neck of the top best in the world. Everybody else was kind of like well below that. And then, of course, if you look at now, you have Rise, UYU, PK, top 3, and nobody can really touch them either. And then everybody else is kind of really close-knit down below. Either way, it's a lot of fun. I think it's a lot closer now than before. We're going to take a look at least a couple rounds here between Rise versus Hive, and I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. We now go on to Bunker, and we're on board with Rushies, who is applying that early pressure onto Exobios. He's not slowing down. This is actually a very bold.
A la verga, están haciendo cagada Rise. Todavía no empiezo, papitos, para la gente que no, me acaba de llegar, todavía no empieza el de PK contra UYU, el segundo mapa, homies. Están en el lobby todavía. Y el primer mapa lo ganó Rise, homies. Y va ganando 2-0 el segundo mapa, homies. Vergi.
And I don't think Rise has lost a round yet against Hive in this matchup. So now Hive actually does have numbers. They're going to rotate towards that B hill and try to trap Iceman and Franman. What do you think about those gamer tags?
I love it.
Rushman, Franman, Iceman. Do we need an Inzem man and a
man?
I think we do. I don't think it would make sense, but I think we do. Like, you know, it's like a team jersey, like in game. You know, it's like everybody is the same. But either way, the bans will fall.
Estos papitos, ¿qué pedo que se está cayendo el cielo? A ver, me asomo. Sí se ve que está lloviendo, Aquí no, apenas está chispeando. Papito, PK acaba de ganar el primer mapa 5-4 contra UYU y todavía no terminan el segundo, papito. Apenas va a empezar. A ver si lo ponen aquí, si no me voy a envergar también como ustedes. Pero acuérdense que aquí lo comento, papitos.
Let's see if they can push. Let's see if they can stop just a belligerent push down catwalk. And yeah, good. good answer there coming out from Hive, winning that fight on Catwalk, winning the fight at B, and taking their first round of the series. And the drop shot comes out up in that bunker. We like to call that area specifically where the drop shot is. We call that pit. And this is actually one of my
Ya va a empezar el de PK, homies, contra UYU.
So much Lancer fire comes out, but the people who get in there fast. And we're going to see Rush. What was Rush doing right there? It looks like he was trying to
Sí están vivos, papitos.
which weapon he wanted to use. Like, you got to get in there, bro.
Look at this. It doesn't even matter. Hive, TJ, Demise will fall. That opens up the door for Rise to slowly start progressing to the pit. Take over that drop shot position. Solar's a man that played incredibly well against VQ. Beautiful shot onto one. Tries to go for the second. Not able to connect, but still does finish off two. So 1 life, 2 kills. He'll take it.
Solar is one of those players when he has.
No pienso que Hype está fuerte conmigo. La verdad no pienso.
By nature, I feel like he's a defensive player, and his defense goes up when there's multiple people on his screen. He always is able to take 1 or 2 out. But I would like to see him get in that fight, get that 2-piece before his team dies. You know?
Yeah, that is fair. I think that would be hugely beneficial. Look at that. No worries in the world. That's going to be a connection from Franchise onto Demise. So a good use of the drop shot, at least for the first. And Rise is all over the hills so far. I thought, actually, you know what? I thought we were on second half already with that drop shot placement. Obviously, commands so much attention.
A la primera ronda de UYU contra PK, papitos. Se las voy a comentar un poco.
You know, they got a little minor of
Va la primera ronda,
you know, that initial may not went their way, but, you know, did a difference in strategy at Rise. They wanted the drop shot. They didn't want Bravo. That's what they prioritized. And now they're starting to slowly gain that lead back.
Yeah, that was definitely an initial win. Even though they're down in points, you definitely give the team fight the initial win, because it ends up you having the 2 hill cap and the power weapon. Nice rotation there from Rush. He's going to be able to pick up 2 kills. Now it's up to Solars again, baiting his whole team, being the last one alive. This time he's not going to be able to get any kills. And that's
120,
a nice 3-player wipe coming out from Rise. Now they're going to chase out Demise. And TJ, the last 2.
La primera ronda la ganó UYU, homies.
Yeah, they were pretty much in the
Va,
right
1-0 UYU, papitos. Segundo mapa.
Rise members were applying pressure and kind of putting them between a rock and a hard place, know where they can go. And now you got to be thinking, you know, Rise, they're just going to hunker down. And I think another couple of series of kills, and we might be seeing them make.
Sí, está jugando PK, homies, pero no lo están transmitiendo, porque están transmitiendo este. Ah, ya gana puto Rise. Para que pongan el otro, cabrones. Ganen, hijos de la verga.
Yeah, and Fran's going to use his insta. He's not going to be able to pick up an insta-kill, but that is going to make
Papito, llegué tarde. ¿Cómo va el match de PK? El primer mapa lo ganó PK 5-4 y ahorita van perdiendo 1-0. Segundo mapa, homies. Pero no están en vivo, porque estaban en el de Rise.
Meanwhile, Icy is going to pick up the drop shot. So even though Fran's probably going to get taken out here, I still think Rise is in a decent spot to maybe trade out these kills with the drop shot. Rush stays alive. Probably going to see an overextension come out for Rise. We are. So this is a good last-second push from Rise to make sure. We saw PK do the same thing. Instead of getting defensive when you have a setup, sometimes it's good to push.
Ahora pues quiten esa madre, papito.
But meanwhile, the drop shot's going to come
Lo
back.
quisiera quitar. Acuérdense que estoy viendo nada más.
There, so he wasn't able to trigger it. Fran's still going to be able to get the down. Icy picks up the meat shield. Surely this is going to be a Rise win, as long as they just hold on to 1 hill here.
Ya vino, le faltan 2 rondas a Rise, papitos.
It's going to be Charlie, you see, play number 4. That's going to be Xovios trying to get in and maybe stop him, but unfortunately, he mantles a little bit slower than Franchise at least, and he'll get the best of him. Tidy, throw his hat in the ring. You already hear the chainsaw revving up, and actually it is in fact going to connect as they used
El Rebels jugó que yo soy, sí jugó que yo soy, homies. No, ¿cómo se acabó mi sub? Ana Karenina, ¿cómo que se te acabó la sub?
2-0 victory over Hive. Meanwhile, let's hop on board with our featured matchup. It's going to be UYU versus PK. We know
Déjame les digo cuando van, papitos.
This best of 3 series,
Ah, ya lo pusieron.
Else they are going to
vamos,
see
papito,
an
vamos.
exit as we join on. Though Explosive will take out Identives. And they, UYU off to a good start, right? They have a nice point lead. They have, as well as the first round in the bag. So you couldn't ask for a better start if you're a UYU fan.
Yeah, and I'm actually really curious to see how UYU plays this map. As I said before, I was skeptical about their strategies on Vazgar, and less so skeptical, but just more so uninformed. Like I'm actually gonna pull out my notepad here and pay attention. As an analyst of the game, I need to know what these teams are doing, and I need to know why they're picking a map on Vazgar against one of the strongest Vazgar teams in PK. And yeah, they're up around. They have a very strong lead here. And Vasgar is just such an interesting map. The way the hills are laid out, very unique. The hills aren't. We don't see symmetrical hills. So a lot of the times, what that leads into is fast rotations, less setups, and a lot of wolf packing around the map.
I think UYU really excels on this map simply for the fact that they wolf pack so well, and they're not afraid to send stragglers out as well to just capture a hill. It seems like their map presence, their map awareness is really good, right? I mean, they always know when they can send that one person over towards Bravo. Like you're looking at Praised right now, who was able to take over B. He easily wins that 1v1 against Identitas. He secures that hill for himself, and now Pittsburgh Knights back to the drawing board, and they're looking at a triple cap. Monkeys is trying to stay up. He's going to at least run through one, but eventually he's going to be finished off. Chainsaw down.
Las necesitamos, todos lo sabemos.
Seeing mental walk at him with a chainsaw right there, it just made me angry. Cause like just stop it.
Venga, papitos. Por eso así empezamos hace rato, suave, no hay pedo.
Just trying to chainsaw. It's entertaining, but that is not the most effective way to get a kill here in Gears 5 esports. You're just doing that because the round's over. You're trying to have fun, but good on UYU going up 2-0 here. Keep in mind they're down a map, so they do have to win this Vasgar. Of course, map number 3 Asylum. And yeah, Pittsburgh Knights, they did lose the first 2 rounds of that first map, Training Grounds. So let's see if they could get that quick adjustment here. We have yet to see how the initials have been playing out. And Retro is going to go down, which means the very next round, Pittsburgh Knights is going to have a sniper rifle in that spot. So Vasgar, another reason Vasgar is pretty unique is it's one of the only maps we normally see a sniper rifle come out in the meta.
Yeah, I love this map simply for the sniper shots. I think it makes that so exciting. And just locking down lanes, you notice the players, they keep their heads down. At that point, you really got to keep your head on the swivel, because if you don't, your head could be rolling. And we see it happen so many times. Off the rip, though, PK, good start. Mental powers will fall. It's going to be one more down low. Shock is going to be placed. Raver backs up, is praised now by the tank, just trying to stay up on his own 2 feet. He's going to be softened up quite a bit. Still, though, UYU continues to play around with Bravo.
Summons just rolls away from his teammate as he goes down, but hey, that play might actually won the team fight for him as he takes out Praise, dies, Monkey gets the trade, and that is going to be an initial win for Pittsburgh Knights. Not only did they win the fight there, but they also were able to hold their home hill. There was a push coming out in the home hill from UYU. So there's a lot of times in Vasgar we see there's 2 fights going on at once, and that's because both teams are constantly rotating around the map. It's very rare you just see a normal setup. But this time, Pittsburgh Knights is going to send 4 over to the B hill, so that means they are going to try to hold this hill, and UYU is going to be sending 4 over also. So let's see if this turns into a 4v4 team fight, or if Pittsburgh just rotates out and goes for the OE instead.
Un momento. Siente la posición. Pero aquí en el retro, todo está bien. No tiene que aguantar ese push, gana ese push, gana.
Pittsburgh Knights is doing a great job keeping UYU at bay.
Retro. Retro.
Gets a nice shot onto Crack. Is it going to be enough? No, it will not. Team pickup will take place.
Ya, la más seguro.
He's going to be finished off. Cracked also.
Hola, verga, ¿qué pasó?
But it's going to be Kenny now in a bad position. Now he's going to be at least pinched. Yeah, he gets taken down and rips a fantastic hold from PK.
Gracias.
Beautiful. I love the way that Crack and Summons played that off angle. And you saw one player with the Lancer out. Summons playing very close with the shotgun. That's going to be a successful hold indeed for Pittsburgh Knights. And it looks like after winning their 3rd team fight of the round, Pittsburgh Knights is going to control the whole map. Outside of this 2v2 right now, I don't think UYU has any shot to get back in this round. They are able to pick up the kill on Idenos. Crack is going to reset. And his whole team is here pretty much just outside of Monkeys, who is holding B alone, probably just playing for information. I think Pittsburgh Knights is going to set up here and put all their resources towards holding this home hill. It can get scary against UYU.
Está ganando kill. Eres una verga. Eres una verga, Alex. Eres una puta verga, Alex.
Gets the melee. Great 2-piece from Summons, and yeah, no, Pittsburgh Knights did end up sending 3 players over, so that was the better play. I was hoping they didn't just hold 5 people on their home hill. That is a recipe for disaster, especially against UYU.
Venga, papito.
Love those last second pushes.
Yeah, I hate watching a team bunker down. Like, you know, sometimes it works, but honestly, most of the time I've noticed it just doesn't. A team always gets to break through, especially UYU, that optic special, you know, getting it in the last
Alex es una verga, papito.
Because it's not over until you hit that 250 mark.
Venga, joven.
If you don't secure it, it's going to be tough. There's that sniper we talked about, right? Pittsburgh Knights, they're going to have that in their hands. Is that going to be huge?
Do you know who picks it up for PK? They're all great snipers. I want to say it's either Monkeys or Identifs. Not sure though.
I want to say it's Monkeys. I think Monkeys is going to be our sniper here.
That would make sense.
That's going to make things fun too because that drop shot too on Tank.
Yeah, because Identifs plays. Yeah, he plays a front spawn, I believe.
It's Identifs with the
oh, it is. Okay. Okay. And he's rocking that brand new Hive Buster Dell skin. Let's see if he can put this scope to work. And it's unfortunate that this is the only map where snipe consistently comes out because, believe it or not, I mean it should be pretty believable. But in Gears Esports, we have some of the best snipers on every team. There's at least 2 or 3 players who are lights out with this gun. And if the weapon was more common, we would see more highlights with it. But hey, we got an opportunity here to see if Identifs could get some headshots.
I'll go back to Gears 4, right? Whenever I started casting Gears and watching the M-bar plays, watching the snipe plays was just like the most exciting thing in the world. You know, because I think across any title, snipers are always so fun to watch. It doesn't matter. It could be Fortnite, it could be Call of Duty, you know, Gears of War. You love watching heads roll because of the sniper plays. And UYU's given the respect to Identifs. Right? In his hands. They want to push in on B. They want to apply pressure. Oh, as a head will roll. A beautiful connection onto Kenny. Identifs will now roll down. Smoke to at least obscure the view for the time being. But I gotta say,
4 shots.
At how aggressive he's getting.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot. You only see the top of Queen Mira's head. And he only has 4 shots with the snipe. He's making them count. Getting a headshot with 1, a body shot with the second, but he is going to get taken out. I don't believe he dropped the weapon. But yeah, good job to UYU playing around that sniper. And only one of them getting taken out by it. They are going to be able to have the 2 hill setup. So UYU doing a good job of not giving them too many easy kills there.
Well, Monkeys will have that drop shot, so we'll see how we'll be able to put that to use. Could be beneficial. UYU, though, with a nice size point lead, they got to feel comfortable. They also have Alpha and Bravo. So the only thing that could really put a nail in their coffin is going to be that drop shot potentially. Raver, he knows he needs to push his tank position. He's going to go ahead and get the work, but blindsided by Mental. And if Mental picks a crack, that's huge. But Bragg able to hold his own. Extension now on to Praise down below. He gets that, and this could be the door that opens up wide for Pittsburgh Knights. Yes, it will be. Look at that. Explosive on all 4, so essentially that was 3 down for the side of UYU.
Meanwhile, Monkeys and Summons overextending here. Monkeys did have the drop shot. He must have used them earlier because we didn't see him use it there. But yeah, it doesn't look like they're gonna get a break, but they do need one. I don't believe Pittsburgh Knights wins. No. Okay.
Identifs?
He didn't really line up the shot. He didn't give himself enough time to line up the shot there. And he shoots the drop right off the sign, and that's unfortunate because you only get 2 of those. You got to make them count. And yeah, as I said before, UYU does win this round off of 1 hill, and they're going to try to overextend, but they're going to get pushed back.
Pero estuvo raro porque Dani tenía drop shots.
1 break right now. They are going to get the break on the A hill, and they're going to keep going forward. Right now, they have 2 people down, make it 3 down. It's up to Kenny and Powers.
Doing it.
Can Kenny go big here? He gets 1.
There's no choice. Kenny is the only one to keep him alive, and UYU might fall here. We might be going to the second half 2-2. Mental forced to get a touch. Right through Summons.
No mames, Mental llegó.
Across the other edge, is going to get it down on the crack, and Monkeys as well. He is going out, and he's single-handedly keep UYU in this round. Yes, he will. Unbelievably, Mental goes off. Raver will pop the head, excuse me, Identifs pops the head off explosives, but it's too close to count. We're going to see a break onto Bravo as well. Charlie's being broken by the men on UYU. At this point in time, it is going to be the Swarm that's going to take this victory. UYU on the cusp of taking it over. Crack, though, trying to hold his own.
Mental sacó la play, hijo, me valió verga.
It's going to be locked in, and Pittsburgh Knights, who should have had this round, will fall short, and it is going to be UYU going into the second half with a 3-1 lead.
I thought it was going to be Kenny that was going to clutch up. Of course, it's Mental getting a huge triple kill, then going over to the home hill, breaking the hill, which secured them the round, and getting another 2 kills. Mental sitting right now with 14 kills, top fragging, looking good. Good job to him, clutching up for his team like he's done so many times in the past.
Big wins on his part. Big wins, because he doesn't do that. UYU doesn't win that round. It's tied up 2-2. PK's back in it. Now UYU still in that driver's seat. They picked this map for a reason. The snipe had a lot to, you know, it had a big impact.
Que jugarlo un poco más safe y ya,
not so much.
No hay
One thing is for certain, that match or that round right there has to sting for PK, and hopefully they can let that one go and start fresh. It is fresh, right? It is second half. So let's see right now, back to the drawing board, and PK recover.
Yeah, and this is one of those maps where you can get to the positioning on the tank faster than the other team. So you're going to see Pittsburgh Knights did have the fast side there. They're already on the tank. And they have the sniper, which is going to overlook everybody. Right now, only one team has a sniper. It's Pittsburgh Knights. Monkeys is going to be able to get the first down, but here comes a push from Mental. Going to get taken out by Summons. Pittsburgh Knights right now in a 4v2 on this side of the map.
Looking at how aggressive Identis being onto Kenny. That was a bold push. Crack now will also take that drop shot. So you have Identis with the snipe. You got Crack with the drop. All power weapons into the hands of PK, but the hill control in the hands of UYU. So that does, in fact, play into account as UYU will continue to get that point lead. That was something that hurt PK in the last round. Other than Mental's three-piece, it was the fact that PK had to get a little bit desperate, right? They knew their only win condition was to get the break on that third kill. They don't do that, they lose. Those desperation pushes, those desperation plays is not something that you want to bank on every single time if you're trying to get a victory.
Yeah, the team fight goes in favor of PK, but it was actually Powers who won the 1v1 to help them get the E-Hill. So, I mean, it's scary. You put Powers into a 1v1 position. I wouldn't really want to go against him. But PK is going to rotate, get the E-Hill. Now they're coming back towards the tank. This is where the drop shot will be spawning soon. Monkeys picks up 2 drop shot kills, and Identis is doing Identis things. Pick up 2 kills. That's going to be 4 down for UYU. Up to Powers now. Going to be in a position against 2 or 3 members of PK.
Venga, güey, venga. Venga, la puta madre. Deme esas putas que homies en el pinche chat, güey. Buena ronda, güey. Esa puta ronda.
Pittsburgh Knights is very strong on Vasgards. Plays like that. First they win a huge team fight. Then they rotate to one side of the map, push out players and pick up a kill. Then they're back to the other side of the map. I don't know how they're making it from one side of the map to the other so fast.
I'm telling you, man, you know, this map, I say it's like a fishbowl. It's just constant rotations, right? Everybody's just constantly sprinting to one hill or the other. But either way, good job from PK. And, you know, that initial 2, let's highlight that. Even UYU walks away with 2 hills, and you mentioned because Power's winning that 1v1 on the E. Still, Pittsburgh Knights was able to secure, obviously, their snipe. They're going to get that off default, but they were able to secure the drop shot because of their aggression onto tank. This time a little bit different. UYU is going to be the first ones there. They're pinned up, and Identis is now in the position where he was a couple rounds ago when the snipe was initially placed. He's going to be overlooking the tank position himself. But one thing is for certain, PK, they've got D&E. Let's see if the snipes will connect, and yes, sir, heads will roll. Mental, we'll be seeing you later.
Yeah, and PK actually sent 2 players over to
Venga la puta madre.
Powers took out one of them, and he's currently 1v1ing the other one. So they said, hey, Identis, you watch the weapon with the snipe while we fight this 3v4.
Let's go
2v1. Let's go 2v1 Powers. And Identis is like, okay, I'll do my best to snipe. He gets 2 kills now. But Powers still controlling the E-Hill. Meanwhile, he's fighting the whole team. He just got another kill and a 3rd one. Powers has won 3 1v1s this round. Meanwhile, we're watching PK and Identis get headshots. But for what? Powers is winning all of his engagements on the other side of the map and keeping his team in the game.
Fancy snipes are awesome, right? But at the end of the day, you're winning your 1v1s, 1v3s for that matter. That's what matters the most at the end of the day.
I think Powers did a good job of singling out 1v1s in the midst of a 1v3. That's very impressive stuff from him. Just controlling that luggage side of the map. And Identis also going in a tear this round as they do the same rotation we saw last round. Back towards their first half home.
No mames, que oh, que un Loki, güey.
With the parry.
Eso fue bien un Loki, güey.
Lingo there, but he gets that parry and it's gonna secure him the kill. I don't think Identis was meant
que one drop shot.
And Crack picks up a double drop shot kill. And now he's gonna fight Powers, the guy who's barely died on this half at all. He's taking all of his 1v1s.
Bueno, güey, tienen otro drop shot. Pueden ir homes,
You also have another 1v1 taking place on the F, and that was Praised, who's consistently been fighting against Monkeys. As finally we push back, drop shot comes through though. Praised will go down, Mental as well.
Venga. Ahí tiene, fuerte.
Pittsburgh Knights now is just going to be on the other foot. They're going for that.
Let's go, la puta madre.
They're going to secure it. Victorious is PK, and they tie it up 3-3, where UYU for the remainder.
Se rifó Crack con ese drop shot riquito, homies. Venga la puta madre.
Powers winning those 1v1s consistently, but at the end of the day, Pittsburgh Knights.
Homies, 3-3, esa madre está muy pinche fuerte,
If you're Powers, it's like, guys, I'm doing my job. You guys got to do yours.
100%.
Well, like, he's not the type to get upset and yell at his team, but he's going to be like, in the comms, he's like, guys, what more can I do, honestly? And realistically, I think PK is out playing UYU here with the weapon picks. They were able to get their sniper 3 rounds ago. Meanwhile, UYU decided to put the drop shot down at tank, but they don't have the sniper rifle to counter Identis' snipe. And they're going to actually decide to put Incense down. So they have Shock and Incense. Meanwhile, PK has Snipe and a Shock. And I still think this is in favor of PK. I mean, if Identis isn't going to miss, well, this time they give it to Summons, and Identis is going to take tank control. But yeah, still, I think this tank fight is going to continue to favor PK with the utility they have.
¿En choque?
We'll definitely find out. For the meantime, though, it is UYU at least striking.
¿Por qué Dani no agarró sniper esta?
Fall as they continue to push up very aggressively. I think they know that's going to be the play.
Qué rico mono.
Whiz past Praised. He dodges it, but still goes down. Team pickup will take place. Summons now trying to pull an Identis.
¿Qué pasó ahí? No entendí, güey.
As well. And PK, that's going to be 3 down as UYU continues to push forward aggressively, wolfpacking together and making it look so clean. They started off a bit sluggish, right? Not getting any points, but now they obviously start gaining and closing out that deficit that PK gave them. But overall, solid start, and they have the drop shot, and they also have the snipe in Mental's hands.
Yeah, Summons dropped the sniper. He's going to give 2 snipe shots. Kenny Bounce, one of the best drop shot players in the game, is going to pick up a 2-piece. And yeah, great adjustment coming out from UYU. This time they just pushed. They're like, all right, if you're going to snipe us, you're going to have to do it while we're fighting a shotgun fight, not while we're standing still Lancer. And they didn't pick up the drop until they got the sniper out of play, which is a very smart play from UYU.
It's very nice trying to hold on now with D&E. It's usually beneficial. They still have the point lead, right? And that's big. If PK can come out ahead here, that's going to be huge.
Está complicada esta ronda.
You also have a 1v1 taking place up top. That's Monkeys and Powers. We know Powers can win those 1v1, so that's going to be big. But actually, Monkeys will get the best of them. But meanwhile, though, it's going to be at least Crack falling.
Tal vez si salían sí le podían sacar, güey, pero está complicado. Tal vez si sí podían, no sé, estaba difícil.
Yeah, they're going to give up that round. It got a little bit too crazy, and UYU will strike first. They're now up 4-3.
From UYU. I'm not surprised that they were able to get that adjustment there. There's only so many rounds where the sniper rifle is going to be that much of an effect. And I don't even blame Summons. Like, of course, Identis was the one that was going off a snipe. This time it was Summons who picked it up. I think it was just a better strategy to nullify that sniper, not give him
El primer mapa lo ganó PK 5-4.
And now they're going to get their one disable of the match, and they're going to disable the snipe. So this is the round UYU wants to win to close out the map. If it does go to a round number 9, PK is going to have that sniper rifle back in their possession. And keep in mind, keep in mind right here, the Swarm team UYU is going to be the first team to the tank because of the way this map is laid out. This is their good side. They use their good side to go for a quick pick, great revive, body blocks come in. Now Mental's going to be able to have the drop shot. Surely they're going to rotate towards the E-hill now. There's no need to fight for the tank anymore. Or maybe they're going to go forward for that overextension. Wait to see what UYU decides to do with now the power weapon they have.
I thought they were going to go to the right side and maybe apply that pressure on E. Actually, they're going to go in and backtrack. They know Powers has good positioning onto D. Yeah, he's going to be in that 1v1 against Crack. Gets the decap, and Crack is forced to back off. He knows he can't challenge against 3 players from UYU. Be throwing his life away. And speaking of lives, right, you're looking at Summons both a little bit lower on 2 out of 4. Meanwhile, though, UYU started off the half all pretty much maxed out, right? They were all maxed out at 4 out of 4 lives. So with that being said, UYU does have an advantage, especially if they go to round number 9, because you know PK, they're going to have to throw everything into kitchen sink to win this very round. If that means throwing away their entire respawn economy to get the win, they're going to have to do so, and that's going to be rough, especially if they do go to round number 9. So either way, UYU right now, they're sitting pretty, and I think they're pretty poised to take over this map. But who knows, PK might have something up their sleeve.
Yeah, I'll be honest, UYU had great control with the drop shot, but those drop shots weren't that effective. Honestly, they traded 1 for 1 each time they got a drop shot kill. One of them was out. So this is a successful retake in the favor of Pittsburgh Knights. They came from both sides of the map. They got their home hill back. They were able to break UYU's home hill. Mental ended up getting taken out, so not only is drop shot out of play, but so is his Voltok. And that was a great retake from Pittsburgh Knights. They're going to retain 2 hills. They have control of the tank, which puts them in position to get the second drop shot. This was a great play by Pittsburgh Knights. Sure, respawn economy might come into play, but that was a setup that I didn't think UYU would give up so easily.
That's fair enough. Big battle taking place. PK now with 3 strong onto F. There's also 3 for UYU. I'm looking at the minimap and I'm constantly seeing some downs. Great use of the Voltok to get the finish. onto one of the players from UYU.
Vamos a salir dos. Vamos a salir dos.
PK is definitely looking
Va a salir drop
strong
shot.
at this point in time. Sneaky Beaver by the name of Kenny has snuck over to D. He gets the decap. Meanwhile, he'll have some
Es mi
pressure
crack,
play.
huevo.
UYU starting to wolf pack together. Meanwhile, though, Cracked with that drop shot. He's going to even out the odds. He'll take out Explosive, and it's looking a bit scary now. This is where UYU is starting to heat up, and look at how pushed back PK is.
Yeah, but the kills are still going in favor of
Good
PK. They do have the man advantage on the map, and they still have this one drop shot, and he is going to be able to get the kill. Crack getting that kill on Mental, so he's 2 for 2 for drop shots. Gets the melee on Praise, and now a break is all PK really needs. But Power's pushed in right there, and keep in mind, he keeps his spawn shield up until the point where he gets like halfway through the hill. So that's why we're going to see him tank that first shot that was surely accurate. And this is a great push from Powers. He's been doing it all game. I don't think he's going to stop now. He's taking UYU and putting them on his back right now, making all these fights look easy. And honestly, he's winning this round for them.
He absolutely. Oh, as he gets taken out. But you know, one thing to point out, Identis is gone, right? So at least for the remainder of this round here, it's going to be a permanent 5v4, and UYU will take the advantage of that. They have ENF locked in. They've got the win condition, and they're going to win very shortly. And PK, they've got a swarm on these hills, but right now I'm looking at a 1v3 down low, and it's going to be Monkeys who's going to fall, and there it is. UYU will take the victory 5-3 to force a game number 3 on Asylum. Good job to them and good job to Powers.
Well done on Powers. Este era el segundo mapa, homies, los que apenas vienen llegando. That match, because he was fighting like on the opposite side of the map, away from the team fight. But honestly, he was doing amazing, as you see. MVP, 24 kills. And what do you think about that last play? What's your thoughts on it? Because this is something we've talked about a lot ever since Gears 4. Should a player be able to get towards his home hill and still currently have his spawn shield? Do you think that's fair? Even if you know it's coming, you saw the mistake was still made right there by the players of PK. Powers gets 2 free shotgun shots before his spawn shield dissipates. Do you think that's okay, or do you think that's something that might need to be tweaked in a later patch?
You know, honestly, I think it does need to be tweaked because you can't allow Powers to get to the hill and seriously fight and tank 2 shots in that meantime. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't feel balanced. But with that being said, I do feel, you know, at least a spawn shield is necessary, right? Because then you run into everybody can just kind of push forward. But that right there for Powers to tank 2 shots and win those fights, that it doesn't make sense to me. It's a bit rough.
I don't know if he needed the spawn shield, how good he was playing.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
But you give Powers the spawn shield, and it should be one of those things. I mean, I have all these thoughts going through my head, and obviously I'm not a developer or anything, but maybe like once you take your first shotgun shot, your spawn shield should go away. Or maybe once you switch weapons, your spawn shield should go away. Because obviously being a map designer and all these things come into play, sometimes you're closer to your home hill on one map than you are on another map. But we've seen time and time again, a player with spawn shield just say, hey, I'm just gonna go. And his team's like, all right, we'll follow up. And it's up to the other team to not allow that player to get kills, but it's so hard in some of these engagements to have to put that into account, that the other player is invincible, and he's getting to his hill and getting a break while he's invincible. But hey, kudos to Powers to utilizing something in his possession right there.
Oh yeah.
¿Por qué no se escucha?
No es que no escucha. No estoy tilteando, hijo de la verga. Smart plays on his part. Now I'm gonna take a risky take, but it's relevant. I'm gonna bring up Fortnite. Now Gears, chat, don't roast me, okay?
Let's hear it.
But in Fortnite, you have the, of course, your respawn buses that were added, a little bit late. I think like season 6, season 7 of at least on the old map. Whenever it does come to Fortnite, and whenever they were added, whenever you did respawn, you had a shield, and that shield would stay there regardless if you were shooting or building. So it gave you an unfair advantage. So you essentially could just make your push, and much like Powers just did right there, right? So over time, Epic did tweak it. So they still gave you that spawn shield, if you will, but as soon as you started building or as soon as you started shooting, it immediately took it away, right? Because it's not going to reward you for getting respawns. So I think in exactly what you said, I think maybe the coalition should do much the same thing. You have that spawn shield, so you can at least break through. You avoid the spawn trap, but once you start fighting back, it should go away.
Yeah, I think that would be a good addition. Nonetheless, I'm excited that UYU is able to force a map number 3, because honestly, this matchup it could easily be said these are our 2 best teams in the game right now. in Pro League, since they're in different regions, we don't get to see them match up. So thankfully to UMG, you guys putting up
Papitos,
week in and week out.
bienvenidos a todos los que están aquí, papitos. El primer mapa lo ganó PK, el segundo mapa lo ganó UYU. Van a jugar ahorita la tiebreaker y creo que ya ganó Rise. Entonces el que gane va contra Rise.
Round number 8, round number 9 matchup. And meanwhile, on the other side, we did see Rise versus Hive. Rise was only a couple rounds away from winning that 2-0. So I think Rise might, at this point, be waiting in the finals to see who they play against. Is it going to be PK? Is it going to be UYU? We'll have to wait and see.
Well, I'm looking at chat, and Ryan comes through and says both semis going to map number 3.
No way.
That's what he says.
No mames. Creo que se fueron al último mapa, güey. Fue lo que están diciendo.
Ryan, he gains nothing from lying to us, right?
You would think, I don't know, but hey, with that being said, he's been taking digs at you, but I don't know if you see the chat, but you know, he's saying he's the head analyst and whatnot, and he's saying head analyst doesn't need a notepad and all this stuff. So
I have not been looking at chat. Okay,
I love seeing the dynamic between you two, man. It's so funny.
Yeah, no, Ryan, it's tough love from Ryan. He loves to talk trash, but he only talks to trash to
Según dijeron que tal vez se fueron al último mapa, pero que no están seguros. Ahorita lo dicen.
So he could be head analyst if he wants. Go ahead.
Wait a second, he doesn't talk trash to me.
Oh.
No, he does. Trust me, he definitely roasts me from time to time. Regardless, both game 3s, that's impressive because, like you said, Rise was leading the way, and it looked like it might have been a quick victory, you know, over the side of Hive. So I'm kind of curious to see if we'll maybe be able to hop into both of those and see how they're developing. I'm not going to lie. I wrote down Rise for my finals prediction, so Rise is already there with all the team members listed. I would absolutely hate to change that around because I hate messing up my notes. But if I have to, I have to. The results speak for themselves. I know the final match on Asylum is at least loading up right now for PK versus UYU. It's going to be a ton of fun to watch it. And like you said, you know, all teams seem to be very well versed when it comes to Asylum. It's kind of that bread and butter map. But teams, and I ask you, why don't teams like it? Is it because of that push and pull fight up top on the second half?
Why don't teams like it? Every team loves Asylum. What do you mean?
Well, no, pro teams.
Va a tiebreaker, papito. Toda la banda que está aquí va a tiebreaker.
Top side fight for the push and pull fight up top. It's one of the hardest ones and one of the most dreaded ones because it's just a constant battle between the two.
Acuérdense que cualquier web que se pase de verga, lo baneamos, papitos. Aquí ya anda muy chill todo el pedo.
And it's also a map where the utility comes into play big time, and it becomes less of just raw skill and more of just coordination.
Así es que, papitos mods, si están aquí, papitos, pónganse verga, Pónganse verga, homies, que nos convertimos aquí. Para que disfrutar este pedo. Venga, homies, ya empezó este pedo.
So I would say it's not a fight that I would like to fight over. And I wouldn't like getting hit by a train either. So it's one of those maps where it's just like you got to do it. But yeah, I know what you mean now when you say players don't like it. Meanwhile, UYU picking up where they left off on Vasgar, getting a clean wipe over by that B hill. But Raver is going to try to keep his team in it. He's not going to be able to, and that's going to be a quick 1-0 start for UYU. And keep in mind, I believe Hive and Rise are also playing on Asylum on their map number 3. So a whole lot of Asylum.
Venga, papito, necesitamos unas cuantas kills de poder, ¿no?
Yeah, a lot of Asylum. You definitely love to see it. And man, if you're a UYU fan, you love to see that lead, right? Already starting off 1-0,
yeah,
2 kills onto the side of PK with Raver and Crack, but not as fruitful as they wanted. I don't know, though. You know, we've kind of seen historically, I don't know, PK comes out, loses 2 rounds, and all of a sudden they start coming back, right? They did it on training grounds. For the most part, they did it on Vasgar. Maybe we'll see the same start here on Asylum.
Se saca,
It's too early to tell. Still plenty of Asylum to be played out here. And as the smokes get placed, that Trax battle is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I'll say, like, this might be one of those maps where there's a lot going on for the players and a lot they need to worry about. But for that reason, it's probably one of the best maps to spectate. 100%. Some of our most historic Gears 5 matchups going back to the online major or even San Diego, Mexico. There has been so many highlight moments. I'm glad this ends up being the last map in so many of our series.
Oh, 100%. And I think rightly so. Everybody's just well-versed on Asylum, and I think they know their way around. Like I said, it's the bread and butter map, right? You have to be good on this map if you're going to compete at the highest levels. So that's why we see it so many times. Mental.
Eso porque por un segundo pensé que eran Coke. Me cago.
Made their way onto Bravo and quickly push back Powers and Mental. I'm liking this aggression here on the tracks, and this could easily open up to maybe an overextension over to Charlie, depending on how it goes. As I do see though, UYU's answering back, so PK, they got to be careful.
Yeah, they bit off a little bit more than they could chew. They were able to get a kill and cap the hill. At that point, maybe they should have reset and stopped fighting. But two of them get taken out, and they still do control the hill. Nice damage control there coming out from Pittsburgh Knights. And an overextension coming out at the same time. So going into the second half of this round right now, we're going to see Pittsburgh Knights with a good amount of points. Considering UYU right now doesn't even have their home hill capped. Getting angled out. Are they going to be able to get these kills? They're just swarming right now on UYU. I love this coordinated aggression coming out from Pittsburgh Knights.
You got to be thinking great communication, right? Lock down your lanes. Kenny's going to be the only person really to stop them, and then the mantle goes in. Summons will pay for it. And just like that, PK is on the back pedal.
That's one of those moments where it's just, you know, he did not want to do that. And I know the Latin players, they love saying, "Ay, Dios mío, no mames." That right there is supposed to be an up A chunk, but instead he doesn't slide to the edge of the cover, so it turns into a mantle kick. Summons is shaking his head right now, and hopefully he's not on tilt, because he's right back into another fight versus his former teammate, Kenny. Kenny gets the break, but can he get away with his life? It's going to be a hard fight. No, Summons gets that chunk.
Either way, despite the errors in play from Summons, PK still have that lead, and a pretty good one, in fact. UYU have to get desperate. They know their only choice is going to get the break onto A. And position up explosive. Get the rest of the team to rally up behind them. That could be huge, but the trains are blocking their line of sight, and PK is going to take advantage of that with the Lancer fire with no help.
Esta es buena ronda. Gastaron vidas ellos un chingo para ganarla.
Finally gets that finish. Mental now in a very tough position. 3 players applying pressure to him. Meanwhile, though, he still stays up, but finally is going to be dropped. And UYU will take A and C. They tried to get the break onto B. PK will respond, but still not out of hot water, actually. UYU still has a couple of stragglers, and there's only 2 players up for PK. UYU could take this round.
Oh, they're going to invest in the round, though. They're going to spawn up, and I love, once again, Pittsburgh Knights has done it throughout this series on all 3 maps. They'll be in a position where a lot of other teams, lesser teams, will turtle. And instead, they play aggressive. And this is a saying, offense is the best defense. It's the other way around, isn't it? And Gears, not so much. Play aggressive, take your fight. This is a game that rewards aggression. And Pittsburgh Knights taking that fight on the neutral hill, even though they're up 100 points, ended up winning them that round.
Makes all the difference. Makes all the difference in the world. You love it, right? I mean, PK lost a pretty dominant, in a pretty dominant way, at least round number 1. And then they answer back. And I love the aggression, the fact that they almost get that triple cap, taking the fight once again back to UYU. It was very powerful, to say the least. It just
es la semifinal, homies. Para los que vienen llegando, homies.
Might in fact go the distance to a round 9. But guys, if you're just joining us, this map right here is it. This is a chance to make it to grand finals. You have Pittsburgh Knights, who's fighting to once again be in grand finals and take a victory, much like they did in week number 1. And then you have UYU, who's fighting for a grand finals appearance to take their 10th grand finals victory potential. So overall, a lot is riding on this very map, and it comes down to this. This is a best of 3. This is 3rd map, so both teams have to be playing out of their minds. And it's going to be, I'm curious to see who's going to make it to grand finals first to play against either Rise.
La G es de ganadores, papito. Porque debes de la F se pone G, papito, aquí. En este chat de ganadores.
Yeah, and UYU does have control of the middle patio area. Because of the train coming in, Mental is going to have to rotate past. And we didn't see a player do that for Pittsburgh Knights. So currently this is a 3v2 while the train passes. Let's see if UYU could use that moment to push in. And they kind of just let Kenny push. He doesn't get any kills, and that didn't look very coordinated there. It looked like Kenny kind of got a mishap. Like, are we pushing? I guess we aren't, boys. Where's my help?
Well, I think Powers is all the help he needs, maybe. He's got 3 players pushing him. We saw him constant 1v2, 1v3 on Baskar. He's going to have to do much the same here. Luckily, he does have some help. Pittsburgh Knights did a great job pushing UYU back, but from the cut is going to be praised, and that's going to be a tough position, right, for Identives and Crack, who are currently on the back pedal as they constantly get mowed down. That's going to be huge. So that's 3 down, and now UYU, what do they do with this? Do they just, you know, kind of rotate back and wait for the next series of pushes from PK? Well, it seems as if that's going to be the play to make.
It looked like they didn't need Kenny to win that team fight. He was taken out pretty early in that engagement, and still UYU was able to win that team fight, take over the neutral hill, and now coming into
del chat, no, ya no banen a nadie, papito. Estoy desbaneando a toda la gente.
UYU is gonna
No banen a nadie,
have
papis.
full control of the map, and
Es que les dije que
Explosive
sí podían, pero ya. Que dejar de
there he
banear.
goes. He's gonna back up now, and he's gonna have help. Monkeys goes down. And UYU, good counter push here coming out in this 2v2 scenario. They're gonna win this fight clean without even getting taken out. Switch over to the Lancer is gonna try to down Raver immediately, and you have to love that weapon switch coming out. They win their fight, take their shotguns, put them away, and immediately start crossing for the team. One player goes and overextends, and UYU on all fronts on this round has just been so efficient.
Absolutely. Pittsburgh Knights now trying to battle that efficiency. And, I mean, you know, if you're wanting to come back, if you're wanting to win this, you know, pretty late and stop UYU from reaching 250, I mean, that's a good start to get Bravo and Charlie and also have your manpower all 5 strong to push in. Either way, it's going to be a big retake, and it's going to be a tough one for Pittsburgh Knights UYU with that win condition. So the only win condition that outright PK can do is to get the break on A, but they're pushed back, and it's looking like their odds of winning this are going to be that much slimmer and slimmer. Unless they can win these fights on explosive, they win explosive.
They want to fight over at B2, so here comes the full push onto this home hill. And all they really need is a break and about 10 seconds of stalling. So here comes the break. And now they're going to need a,
es que puto rico.
Kenny goes for a little bit of a rat play.
Que puto rico.
And he doesn't make it. And that's what we saw. The UYU, something that they do so well, it happens on them. And maybe they should have made a play like I was saying before.
Papitos, esas que en el chat dan poder, güey. No que voy a decir.
One player over on the track side, he gets 2v1.
Ay,
They leave one player on the street side, he gets 2v1, and then all of a sudden it's a 5v3 on the map. I was saying UYU was being efficient, but that last second hold was very, very inefficient. Ashes, what's going on over there, bro?
Uh-oh, calling him out. Ashes,
calling him out.
Muy intensa esta ronda,
I know you're watching, I know you're in chat. What happened there? Either way, 2-1 now as PK leads the way. But I want to look at a couple of players. You know, I'm looking at Summons, right? Well, actually, I guess Summons is really the lowest one. He's at 1 out of 4. And you also have Crack not too far behind. We've seen Pittsburgh Knights, though, be that low in overall respawn economy and still make it out on the other end. So the potential is there. But one thing is for certain, these rounds have been relatively long. Shortest respawns now being the last round of the first half. So Summons is going to have to be careful and maybe play a little bit more passively.
Vamos, papitos. Vamos, la puta madre.
It happened in training grounds, too. The only player that's, like, really struggling with his respawn economy, and maybe that's something he needs to work on. And, yeah, you're right. What'll happen when you run out of respawns is you know, a lot of these players are versatile. He might just have to go to a more passive spot, somewhere where he isn't really taking a 50-50 fight. But yeah, the other team, UYU, is going to know that, and they're going to find him, and they're going to hunt him down, probably.
You would have to think. Look at this push up top, though, for PK. They're already applying pressure onto Char. Actually, they're looking to play 3 strong. And I think they were banking on the fact that they win that Bravo hill, because if they do, they were going to be in great position for a trip cap. Meanwhile, with the fight won on Bravo, that opens up the door for Powers to go ahead and flank around. I thought he was going to try and retake A, but he's going to be helping now onto Charlie and join the rest of his team. Monkey's now in a very bad position. He'll get taken down. Crack as well. And just like that, UYU answers back very, very nicely. Take 3 players down, but the most important one is Summons. He hasn't been taken out. He gets out with his life. So still a little bit of a victory for PK.
Yeah, there was a lot of rotations that came out. Originally, Pittsburgh Knights ran off the neutral hill to go OE, and then we saw UYU win the neutral hill, come back to that big fight on the home hill. And I think after all being said and done, UYU is going to have control of most of the map. But before they're able to set up, I think Pittsburgh Knights is going to continue to do another push. It looked like he pushed completely alone. Vic, I don't know what you're going for. That's going to open up now the middle lane, where Pittsburgh Knights is going to try to run right through. But great pick right there from Kenny. He's going to get traded out, though. And there's just so much going on right now. Yeah. This is so frantic. And I think it's just these two teams, they're so high octane. They don't hesitate. They take their fights fast and confidently. And I think that's why we're seeing this pace of gameplay be so much faster than what we typically see.
I forget who said it. We brought him on, and he said it best. It's like whenever PK and
UYU, they just don't know when to stop.
right? They just don't know
A la
how to put
verga.
on the brakes. It's just constant aggression. They love to just battle it out. And
Mata al
you know,
DB,
for all
tiene
intents
que
and
matar al DB.
purposes, like, you know,
Mata
there
al
may
DB.
not be a rivalry
Mata al
here.
DB,
I mean,
recupera
I
home.
guess you could say there is, right? I mean, you have top Latam, top UI, or top NA team. But regardless, anytime they play
Son
against
dos.
each other, they
Buena,
don't
buena,
hold any
buena.
punches back. They just go for it full send ahead. And it always adds up to
Recupera
an
home.
exciting amount of gameplay.
Recupera home ya.
You see UYU currently in control of Alpha and Charlie. Summons is now out, so it's a permanent 5v4. But PK
Vamos al toma.
has been in a position where they've been in a 5v4 in the past, and they've managed to take over the victory or take over a round. But there is going to be a lot of work to be done.
Está complicado.
As Monkeys and Crack go into the blender, they get taken out. Now, as you see, Raver also on the backpedal himself. Powers will take him down in UYU. A round victory.
Venga,
Going
homies.
to the second half, all tied up 2-2.
Yeah, what
Ya
a
taquicardia, homies, la neta.
crazy round. Like,
Papitos.
that was actually
Necesito
out of
las
control. But now we're going to the
putas
second
necesito.
half, and going into this map, we talked about how this second half, this fight over at the top half, the E Hill, they call it, it's marked
Los dos
entrance
papitos
there,
te
but we
traje,
call it Catwalker Street.
Muchas gracias a toda la
This
gente
fight is
que
so interesting.
está dando follow,
By the time
papitos.
you
Muchas
get to this
gracias.
half, you already see shock grenades
Ya casi
and
somos 20,000.
incense being on both sides
Gracias,
of the
homies.
map. And
Ah,
both
la
teams are
verga.
actually
Está
going to have
intenso
2
este pedo,
flashbangs
Homies,
and
se
an
les juro que
incense.
yo solito no lo podré estar viendo,
And it looks like Pittsburgh Knights is going to be up in points. Oh no, they're even on their picks. Both teams have mirrored each other on their picks. Oh wait, no, the shock grenade is going to come out. So they
No,
that's a difference in strategy right there. Pittsburgh Knights had the option to upgrade to 1 shock grenade every 120 seconds, but they chose to take their 2 flashes.
Coffee, muchas gracias por ese beat,
Don't
papito.
spawn every 45
Por esos 15
seconds.
bits.
So
Muchas
let's
gracias,
see
homie.
which one's more
Los taquitos al
efficient.
rato que.
I will say stun grenades on this fight are very, very good for doing what we saw right there, just taking position.
El Mayor va a estar medio
Usually get
pedo.
you a kill, but stun grenades will definitely push somebody back off their hold. And now the shock grenade and the incense are the ones that usually pick up a kill, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Adenov's picking up a kill, or picking up a down, and Monkey's picking up the kill, and that's going to be an initial win for Pittsburgh Knights.
Fantastic work on the part of Summons. Hit a nice shot onto Explosive, but answered back with the Ensign. Just like that, Kenny will also follow up and take out Ravers, so UYU will get the better end of the bargain.
Vamos a con Aguilé.
Players will drop off from PK, and that opens the door wide for them to apply the pressure onto E. It's going to be a little bit before those shocks are able to refresh, so they're not going to have an impact as of yet.
A la verga.
Pittsburgh Knights now will have to go back to
Las rondas más largas, homies, acuérdense. El 2-2 con referencia las más largas.
At least go against UYU for this next fight, right? And it seems as if 2
Los gritos sí son de Rever, papito.
might be where the battle's going to take place, but it starts with Identives versus Powers, and it's going to be Explosive open it up onto Raver. Identives now forced to back up, given the fact that it was in fact Raver who dropped off, right? So he didn't have the man advantage. PK now trying to battle against Powers, who did that overextension. UYU, the aggression is there, but overall they're starting to drop down some players, but Explosive answers right back onto Identities, so UYU still in control here.
Yeah, a lot going on, honestly. Monkeys was able to pick Kenny's in the middle. Explosive gets 2 kills by the tracks, but notice a lot of these engagements are happening away from the neutral hill. Meanwhile, the time is ticking for UYU, and keep in mind, they were able to pick up their extra set of stun grenades because of that half on the respawn. Meanwhile, the second shock grenade for Pittsburgh Knights hasn't come into play yet. UYU picks up utility 3 times before Pittsburgh Knights picks it up twice. And that might make the difference in this fight. Yeah,
you pointed that out right at the beginning, and it's been massive.
It's giving them so much control over where they want to be on the E Hill, and meanwhile they're also winning their shotgun engagements over by the tracks, and that's honestly been the difference in this round in UYU. Great strategy. I'll give you credit, Ashes. You guys know what you're doing here.
Well, you challenged him earlier, and he answers right back and says, "Hey, time to shut Ribs down."
Verga, güey, Power ya no iba a salir.
UYU is doing just that. PK, though, I gotta say, they continue to fight tooth and nail for this very round, and they're in control of ENF as UYU now comes through. Utility's gonna be throwing
gana PK.
to go into street. Shock is also there too, and he's in an awkward position, but still makes it work, right? Still gets the down onto Powers, tries to go for the finish. Mental surely is gonna be able to pick up, he will not. He backs up, and I
PK, homies, esta ronda.
try and force this 1v2.
Ooh, the way he played that was very good, but he did miss the shot. But I think he did enough.
No.
Crack is gonna actually get taken out. Kenny holds his shot and one-shots Crack, and I think that 1v1 might have actually won them the round. Meanwhile, UYU is gonna get taken out on both other hills.
La verga esta
It
ronda.
says right now that Pittsburgh Knights can win the round if they secure both hills for the next 8 seconds. Kenny not able to win another 1v1.
A la verga, homies. A la verga.
Somehow Pittsburgh Knights win this round. I actually don't know how that
Papitos.
happened, but I think
Papitos, esa madre
started
está
with
muy intensa,
Idenos,
homies.
and then that shock grenade came out. It was only the second shock of the round, but it helped Idenos stay alive on that E-hill for a little bit longer. I don't know how Kenny won that fight, but it just wasn't enough. Good try to Kenny, but Pittsburgh Knights win that round after so much invested into that round. Honestly, that was back and forth the whole time.
100% back and forth, and I go back to
La verga. Esto parece la final, homies. ¿Qué pedo?
Such a great job shutting down players left and right. But then really where it came to a head was Identives, right? Making that fantastic play, going into street.
La verga. Está bien intenso, sí, homies.
Gets finished off, but at that point in time there were so many fights taking place on
Papito.
maps, not only on tracks but also
Es que, güey,
on
los de
streets,
UYU dejaron de
and
salir, güey. Pensaron que ya habían ganado la
middle
ronda,
Pittsburgh
güey.
Knights who take over that victory, and a very good victory given the fact
Power no había
that both
salido,
teams
homies.
committed so much there. So if UYU takes that, hey, you know, good.
Está
They
perro,
committed
homies.
just as
Está
much as
perro
PK.
esto.
At the end of the day, though, it's relatively even a respawn economy, but with PK leading the way, if they take this round here, that's going to be huge, and PK could be looking at a grand final spot.
Now another change in strategy. Boltok comes out in the side of Pittsburgh Knights, and UYU decides to upgrade their 2 stuns into 1 shock that also spawns faster than it would have. So more utility in the side of UYU, but a Boltok in the hand of Identives is scary.
Sure.
Especially over on that track side where he's probably just going to be taking 1v1s and trying to use that Boltok to get an advantage.
Boltok on the LATAM scene is always scary. Ryan was the one who kind of said, man, Boltok can't sleep on it. It's powerful. It hits like a ton of bricks. And even with the nerf, it's still something you have to pay attention to. Make heads pop off very easily. UYU with a good placement of the shock is going to shut down Pittsburgh Knights' attempt.
Tenía la instant, güey, qué rico.
That gives them E for the short time span, but with the drop of explosives, now PK is going to answer right back. And it's forcing Mental and Co. to try and stop this push, but they're going to be unsuccessful. A good retake for PK.
This fight is so unique to this map. It's not very often in Gears that you see a full team fight happen with not many shotguns. But now the shotguns do come out as UYU comes to this retake, and they just run straight through Pittsburgh Knights. Idenos right now alive, alone on the tracks. He's going to get flanked by Kenny. Kenny with a Lancer down, now going for the decap on the D-hill. And UYU retaking the neutral hill, taking it all the way to the home hill. Now with full map control and a pressured setup,
¿No se rifó?
Pittsburgh Knights is all the way back in their
No sacó una kill contra esa ahí, güey.
They're respawning back in. They want to fight this. I thought they were going to give it up. There's so many players who are so low in overall respawns, but they feel confident maybe this is their play to make. They're down only about 30 or so points, so you gotta imagine they can push UYU back. This could be big, but the setup is so strong and the Lancer fire is incredible. UYU is taking advantage of it. Finally, a breakout will take place. And PK, they're here to fight it out, but now you got to question, is this gonna be worth it? Look at Raver and Summits both on 1 out of 4 lives. Only one out of 4 is going to be Kenny on the side of UYU. So PK is committing a lot here to potentially put themselves at.
La verga, está intensa, güey. Esta ronda, ¿qué pedo, güey? Mono se rifó con ese kill, güey. Que tenía 3, venían a salir, güey.
Right now, Kenny still has an Incen. I believe there might be another shock that's about to respawn. Yeah, Mental's going to pick up the shock. And there's a, yeah, he's gonna down 2 on the E-hill. But those rebounds are going to come out. And now we're seeing again a last-second push for Pittsburgh Knights. I don't think they're going to have enough manpower to do it. We're going to have to wait and see.
Explosive is snuck over to D. He's getting the decap on D. That should be it. Unless player number 7 can maybe rotate him off. Either way, UYU's going to continue to respawn back up. PK has 3 members trying to keep them at bay. They've retaken their own home hill. Crack, though, is able to win 1. Kenny, though, the egghead, he's going to be pushing forward. He's going to pick up 1. Crack now needs to take him down. This is going to be a big kill on their part. Meanwhile, though, E is being messed around with, and right now is going to be the man of explosive who's trying to keep them at bay. He falls now. Will there be a win for PK onto the home hill? Yes, it will, and that's going to be PK.
No mames, esta ronda estuvo muy cabrón.
Taking the victory because they got the home hill.
Yeah, Kenny won that 1v1 versus Crack.
A la verga.
Explosive was making a huge play. He got a break. Not only did he get a break on PK's home hill, but he also grabbed the incense.
Estuvo muy intenso ese pedo, güey. Casi la sacan, güey.
On Crack was the seal the deal, because then he got the cap, and we weren't able to see Raver get there in time. So Kenny, once again, showing you why he's such an important player. Kenny and Power is the only 2 players right now that have won every major for Gears 5. First, they did 2 majors, 1 major with Reciprocity, one with quarantine.
Papitos, pónganmela.
And
Es
then,
de PK,
two with
papitos, para
Rec, and
poder.
then one with UYU. Kenny's just
Oli,
racking
pelón,
up the
papito.
championships here in Gears 5. And it's because he makes plays like that. He's a very smart player. He puts himself at the right place at the right time. And as much as other pro players like to say he doesn't have the skill as they do, he puts up the numbers consistently. So maybe being more textbook is better than being flashy. And I think that might be the case with Kenny Bounce.
Hey, look, criticize him all you want. 3 majors to his name. One of the very few people to actually secure 3 majors in a row, all 3 majors that have taken place. It's hard to criticize that kind of success, right? So Kenny is definitely doing something right. And, you know, both teams committed so much to take.
Kenny juega raro, pero es muy sortero. Tiene como un modo de juego diferente, ¿no?
And as these rounds continue to go on in the second half, the respawns start to, you know, get lower and lower in frequency. Or higher and higher in frequency, rather. You got to imagine its respawn economy is once again going to make a huge difference, much like it did on Vascar, much like it did on training
Kenny tiene una vida y tiene 2 vidas.
Like I said before, you know, both teams don't know when to stop.
Son casi igual de vidas, homies.
And that was Pittsburgh Knights showing an example of that. Being so close to losing that last round, instead of just giving it up, they decided to respawn back in, knowing that it was a huge risk to take.
Es la final de la Major, homies.
With that being said, they almost turned it around. But overall, though, we're back to square one, Ribs, and it looks like PK is going to be the first ones to maybe get that touch. Incense going to be thrown as well as the shock, and PK has effectively taken E for the first time.
Yeah, they're able to cap the hill, but UYU is still going to have some utility to go for the retake. And nobody has yet died in this round, but Monkeys is going to get taken out inside of that doorway. Surely Summons is going to have to give up this hill. Explosive using the Incense, not for an insta-kill, but just to take up some map control. And I think that's what he wanted to do with it. A lot of the times you see Incense used to try to get that insta-kill, though. But interesting play. UYU is going to be able to cap up the hill. And I think, like I said before, I think they have the favor right now in utility because PK gave Identims a Boltok instead of having the respawn timer. That's going to make this E-heal way easier to win. When you have the utility, that's all the E-heal's about.
Looking at play rate that was Summons, he was trying to make a flank. And he might still make that flank, actually. He's going to be spotted out by Explosive. But if he wins that, that's going to open the door to get onto the back of a couple others from UYU. But it might not even matter. Yeah, it's not even... Oh, Kenny! Kenny's still staying up.
And Raver killed Explosive on that flank. So, good job on Raver. It was Raver that was flanking. But Powers making plays over towards the track side. He gets a break and he steals the Incense away from Pittsburgh Knights. He actually triggered it right there to make sure nobody, if you meat shield a player, you can actually take the utility out of their pockets. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, it's a nice little trick you would do. So he made sure to self-destruct there to make sure they didn't take it. Now Pittsburgh Knights is in control of the neutral hill, but you see Identims gets taken out. Monkeys is in a terrible position. He rolls out of cover. Surely that wasn't on purpose. And now Explosive is going to sacrifice his life. Break. Oh my God, this fight is so frantic.
Raver beats Powers. Raver beats Powers to get the neutral now onto D. So now he's managed to get over there off the respawn. Now it's going to be Explosive. Meanwhile, though, Raver knows he's got to get this full cap. He's not able to get it. He's pushed off. The fight is won by UYU onto E as well. Pittsburgh Knights now still has the win condition. They're not going to have to hop up. The big push is going to be taken place by 2 people. That's going to be praised at Explosive. Meanwhile, though, shut down. And that is going to be is going to strike first. They're going to be at 4-3.
Let's fucking go.
Series point, and that much closer to solidifying their spot in Grand Finals, Ribs.
I'm speaking to UMG production right now. I know it's a
la verga, güey. River le ganó el 1v a Power de un juego
something. Because these fights are happening at the same time. And no fight is more important than the other, realistically. But I got to see it all because these 1v1s that these players are winning their teams the round. Raver with a huge break right there. That break helped his team win off of 1 hill. And then as you saw, that final hold, Monkey's getting a 2-piece, Summons getting a chunk. Those shotgun plays from Pittsburgh Knights are beautiful. Those guys are amazing.
Oh, 100%. Pittsburgh Knights has been on a different level, man, since they came back. I'm telling you, not playing in the Spring Quarter Online Major lit a fire under them. They have not looked the same ever since. They looked even stronger. And I don't even know how they could look stronger than they did even before the Spring Quarter Online Major.
Yeah, and I know Ryan has been kind of skeptical on if Crack could fill the shoes of Dezenide. And I think he's been doing a good job of that. Match point here for Pittsburgh Knights. This will be the deciding factor right here. UYU trying to force around number 9. Pittsburgh Knights one round away from securing themselves a seat in the finals, where surely they'd be the favor, regardless of whether they're playing against Rise or Hive. If you beat UYU, you have a lot of momentum going forward.
Absolutely. I know Fatal Strike just came in chat and said, GG's to Rise, you missed an incredible match. I'm sure we did. It went to game 3, and I'm curious who ended up taking over that victory. I'm actually not going to look at chat anymore. I'm done looking at chat because I don't want to know who took the victory. I want it to be a surprise. I don't want to know. Ribs, we don't. Let's find out whenever we find out, man. But either way, I know it went 4-4. So whoever took that last round is pretty spectacular. We'll definitely give you an update on that in just a little bit. Meanwhile, though, off to a little bit of a slow start for both, and I think both ends know that they've committed so much. There's a lot of ones, Ribs, throughout both teams of UYU and PK. So nobody wants to take excessive risk and be the first one to be at 0 lives.
The last time on the round before this, it was Pittsburgh Knights that went towards the E-Hill first. They threw their shock, they threw their incend, they got the cap, then they got wiped. Ooh, a little bit of a Kobe coming out from Explosive. He threw that incend from the bottom up, but then he misrolls into his own incend. And that is definitely going to be a mistake coming out from Explosive. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh Knights does down Mental. Can they pick up the kill? I don't think they did. Idanos gets down, and he was trying to flank middle. And all this happening. Meanwhile, neither team actually has control of the E-Hill. There's just so much utility right now. There's shock grenades that are halved out to 60 seconds per spawn. There's incends that are halved out. This is what happens later in the half on Asylum. And this is going to be finally Pittsburgh Knights who used their utility to push forward, but they weren't able to pick up that kill on Kenny.
Made all the different. Oh, but Kenny, though, yeah, like you said, not able to pick it up, and now he's going to capitalize even more and take Monkeys down. Raver now on the back pedal himself. Got a couple players on PK, actually 3 players now, PK, who are going to be on their last lives, too. Explosive, the head rolls, and Kenny, he gets taken down himself. Now at the respawn, he's going to be on his last life. So you have 3 players on both teams on their last lives.
Wow.
You couldn't, I mean, really, you cut the tension with the knife. This is an incredible match, and you could see right now, right? If this was any other round, if there was more respawns, both teams would have been going headstrong into E right now. They would not be wasting any time. Either team cannot afford to do that, right? Either team cannot afford to do that. And Pittsburgh Knights right now is happy with that because they have a lead. They don't need to push forward. All they have to do is just wait for UYU to push in and make a mistake.
Yeah, I would say for sure Pittsburgh Knights is in a favorable position right now, especially consider so many players are playing on their last life. Here comes the utility. That's a great shot grenade. There was nowhere there that Mental could sit safely. And then the incend comes out too. Is that going to be Mental going to respawn? Yes, Mental right now sitting comfortably with 3 lives, as well as Crack.
Oh, Praise is gone. Gets spawned. Okay. Back up. Oh, I'm like a kid in a candy store right now. This is so amazing. As we look down, UYU is going to be heating up. Identus and Monkeys, they will fall off. At least Monkeys is going to be picked back up. Identus, though, is picked back up as well. So they're still in the game. Meanwhile, fights going to be taking place. Mental's going to drop off, but he had lives to give. Crack is going to fall off. He has lives to give as well. Push is going to be taking place. PK so close to taking over this victory. UYU now going for the break. Praise is going to manage to win that fight. No Hill is in the hands of PK. Finally, they're going to be taking over F, but a player is going to be...
Wait, ya ganaron, güey. Ya ganaron. Let's fucking go.
Up to Kenny and Mental. I don't think they can make it in time. PK does it.
Ah, la verga.
Oh my gosh.
Ah, la verga, güey. Estuvo bien intenso, güey. Vamos, la puta madre. La verga, me estoy miando, homies. Voy a miar porque me estoy miando feo. Ah, riquito.